Yeah, yeah. I must say that this movie that you have here, Model Rules, is. I just have to say that's a great topic to, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people like it, and you know, one of the things you're just 14, but I know a lot of people that have talked about it. One of the things they like to, or that they mention is that we have such a youth-oriented society, especially in entertainment, that you don't see a lot of movies that are directed toward an older audience, as this is. A lot of people, especially that are the baby boomer age, which would be 50, 60, that age range, they relate to that, 50, 60, 70. They relate to what's in there a great deal. And the same with the next one that we're working on. It's really a baby boomer kind of topic for people that are that age can relate to, because it's that idea of thinking about your parents, and they're getting old and they're getting tired of living. So it's relating to that group. And I like
topics.
It is, yeah. And not that I don't like making things that are more fun and entertaining for a younger audience. I do, and I guess that the last feature I did was skewed more that way as well. In fact, at a couple of festivals that I got into, they became aware of it because they figured it was more of interest to a college age audience. So they kind of keyed into it from that. So.
Okay, let's see, where am I? What types of classes did you take in school? Like,
it was. Well, I actually studied film, because back in those days, video did exist, not like it does now, but it was you had your option where I went to school: photography, filmmaking, or television. And the television was really more of a television studio with the cameras, that kind of thing. But for me, it was actual filmmaking, 16 millimeter. We didn't use 35 where I was at. So there was film editing classes, cinematography classes, running cameras, directing. So it really kind of covered the whole gamut. It was designed so you knew it, from the screenwriting all the way through editing. I wish that maybe it would have covered distribution kind of things a little bit more, financing issues a little bit more, because there's even at almost whatever level you're at, there is a business aspect that comes into it. And if you're thinking about it and thinking about a career that might accentuate, help you really be a filmmaker, one option is to go into business and get like a minor in filmmaking, because to know the business side of things will help you come up with the resources, money, that will allow you to make a film. So that's not a bad mix right there. Instead of getting purely a filmmaking degree, is to get a business degree with a filmmaking minor or something like that.
So do you feel like it seems like the budget almost then has to play a part in even in your, I mean, when you get an artistic idea of what to do a movie about, are you forced to think of that, right?
Oh yeah, it's it's always an issue. The movie I went to last night, which was called Paper Covers Rock, one of the reasons I was interested in seeing it was because the filmmaker strategy and what he's trying to do was to make feature-length movie for $6,000. In fact, this is the first, I guess, of the series he's going to do with that same little budget. So it's like, okay, let's see what this person did. But it always plays in, and when I'm talking to other filmmakers at festivals, a lot of it has to do with, how did you get your financing? How much of, what did you do for that? And it isn't all strictly cash. It's also a matter of getting other resources, whether it be donated services, how you get the things you need without strictly having money to pay for them. Meeting people that will volunteer their time or make a donation, allow you to use a location, no charge, that kind of thing. So you work it that way as well.
Yeah, I was very surprised when I heard that 4.5 to 5 minute film was $3,000 to make.
Oh, the one. Well, the guy that the 40-minute one was $100,000.
Yeah.
So that's. I mean that's certainly. That's
with
a
not
lot
even
of movies
to pay the actors.
Yeah, it can get real spendy. So.
Okay, so did this job ever take you anywhere exciting when you were making films, or?
It has not. I've traveled to some places for the film festivals, but staying local has actually been a choice of mine. We moved here with the idea of this is where we're going to live, small community, raise our family, and that's really what we've done. So I didn't want to travel and be gone a lot.
Yeah.
And there are a number of people in this area, and Gary, like the guy you initially contacted, he does more of that where he will travel away for work, and I don't even seek that. I just maybe at some point I'll want to do that more now that my kids are grown, but you know, it has been I want to just work locally, so you know, the opportunities are there if you want to approach it that way, but you know, like I said, the opportunities are there. It's just not something that I'm looking into doing. And I guess a good example of how highly competitive the business is, but yet the traveling opportunities is I was in New York for vacation last week, and we went to Bubba Gump's on Times Square, right? And started talking to our waitress, and you know what she does? Well, she's in TV. She does freelance. I'm not sure exactly what part of it she does, but she went to school in Michigan, and she travels around doing every once in a while doing jobs for mostly reality TV shows. So she gets to travel around, but she still freelances, which means she gets paid on occasion. She gets work on occasion, but she isn't constantly working. So she works as a waitress at Bubba Gump's. So it's that kind of thing. The opportunities are there, but it's tough to get into that position where you can be out and working constantly. But those jobs are there. In fact, talking to Grace Thorson, who was in the feature that I did, she finished our movie, and then she went on to production with My Name is Bruce, which is Bruce Campbell movie, if you know who he is, The Evil Dead, that kind of stuff. Anyway, she was on, I went to the set and I was talking to her, and she said she felt kind of bad because all the technical people, the camera people, you know, the grips, the gaffers, they're talking about how they already have their next job lined up, and she's going, you know, I haven't been cast in anything else. I don't know what I'm going to do next. And so sometimes you know, and some of it's depending on the position that you're working in. You can keep working and then going from job to job and keep things rolling along, but you know, sometimes it's like, okay, I'm done with this job. Hopefully I'll find another one sometime over the next 6 months. But so it can definitely be that way, and a lot of the industry is actually that way. So.
Okay.
No, it seems like it might. It seems like it would be hard to balance a family and a career. Like if you were doing a lot of those jobs that sent you traveling around, or you would have if you wanted to focus on it more as your main career, wouldn't you have to be traveling and gone from the family?
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of traveling involved. I mean, I guess there's a lot of different ways to go with it. Certainly some of it requires a lot of traveling, but there are jobs that might not. If you're going to live in a small community, it's going to be very difficult to make a living staying local. I mean, that's not easy to do.
I think he's willing to move.
Yeah.
And
But if you live in LA, you can get a job in one of the studios, and the kind of thing where you've got a regular ongoing position, you know, and you know, working on CSI or whatever, that kind of thing, where it's continual, but until the series ends, anyway. But you know, that's if you're willing to live in a big city, there are definitely more opportunities there, and you know, just kind of part of the reality of it. So it's the trade-off, and you know, you may move down to LA and decide to work on it down there, and it will take years. It'll take years because it isn't just, you know, walk in with your degree and say hire me. It is okay. Now I have my degree. Now which means I can get a job, you know, getting people coffee, and that's where it may begin. It may begin with you volunteering to say, can I be the guy that runs and gets you coffee in the morning? To get you on the set, to know the people, so they know you, they know you're cool, they know you're not going to be a problem, you know, and then they say, well, can you do this and this, and it can grow from that. So, like I said, if you're at that point where you're 22 and you have a degree and you're running to get coffee, you know, like I said, it takes a while, but eventually you start, you know, it starts to build. So.
Yeah.